wipe the cold from the newfound eyes you just received. Another complex of pyramids left by the ancestors, or better known as us. This time of all places, and I have to say I'm starting to learn more and more. Out of all the places in the Mexum, this is one of the craziest. Located in Man, West Virginia, right along Highway 10. Now remember, in America, archaeologists are forbidden from using the word pyramid. By law, they have to use the word mound. But that's only in the case of when it can't be hidden or obliterated from sight. And the stonework from the indigenous ancestors was almost impossible for destruction. So I took to Google Earth just to give you a closer, in-depth look at building levels that we think is just a mountain that has maybe some mining done on the side of it, some carving, but if you look from above, it's hidden in plain sight. Similar to the pyramid at Pyramid Lake in Piru, California. And just like there, it's not just one pyramid. It's a complex of multiple pyramids stacked on top of pyramid on top of pyramid. And most people just want to believe it's mountains, but it's a bunch of sediment filled over the stonework, which can never be erased. Even through the reoccurring cycles of the plasma event, the Phoenix event, the X Factor event, these structures still stand, a testament of time. And the colonizers understood exactly what they were and how to use them to an extent. So what they did was flip it against us and use the energy harvesting of the immortal soul to nourish them. The megalithic trees were obliterated, and we were then placed inside the cube. And there's an entire town right next to these pyramids. My guess is, in the NPC world that we live in, I guarantee you there can't be one soul that's ever lived there that could speak up and say that they've lived there. Not one sentient being. I guarantee you that. After the invasion, they made sure that these structures were taken over and held in captivity. But there's an awakening occurring right now. In this land of Mexum, which is the original name of the Americas, the indigenous spirit is starting to rise up and reclaim what was his. Wow. But your goal as the sentient beings to refrain from allowing the empty bot from misdirecting your mind and having you go in any direction but the truth. Wow. America has more pyramids than anywhere else in the world, but we were only told about 3 or 4 tops through mainstream education. And you will always see power lines running up and down these structures, because it's exactly what it is, an energy machine. Whoa. The colonizers repurposed all of our technology and then used it against us. After the conquering of our people and the infliction of amnesia, there's a reason why America has so many city names that reflect the names of Egyptian cities. You always have and will be truly in the homeland, and sincerely, the true children of the sun.
Wow. Hey, man, you know, to be a child of the sun means that you're one with the sun like a brother, right? Like the sun was created, right? You're created, huh? By the same creator. So, you know, in the indigenous truth, man, the sun, you know, all that is family. It's not a worship thing, but to them, they will call us children of the sun. Or, you know, people of the sun, because the sun agrees with us, right? We don't get burnt like that, you know, we get charged up, right? So, dodge all hijacks. We see clearly. These pyramids are everywhere, cuz. People said, Almanac is Big Savage, man. Father the Pack said, I was driving home back to Pennsylvania from Tennessee. Same thing, of course. Because are you talking Tennessee or are you talking Tunisia? Uh-oh. Uh-oh, boss. Tunisia. Yeah, man. Old world, man. Right in your face, man. Shout out Tres Tronets, man. He said, where's this, man? West Virginia. Man, wow. Hey, man. What's up? What it do, Con? You know, sometimes it's good to get checked up on, man. I appreciate my nuggets, man. Hey, hey, how y'all reeling, man? I appreciate all y'all love and support, man. Conglomerate packs popping off, man, in real time. A lot of my Nagas didn't quite meet the deadline. Well, it ain't no deadline. It's a lifeline. Yeah. We changing all deadlines to lifelines, man. With this, drop, this information, this vibration, and definitely these packs, and just squeezing all the drop that we've, been digging on, man, throughout the years, on one single pack, man. So you got it all, and we keep updating it, man. And that's how we're going to keep the water flowing and just keep it going, keep our time capsules being preserved. So, look, man, if my Nagas, if you didn't meet the lifeline, we're going to, always have a lifeline for you, my Nagas. Just go ahead and email us. We always take care of the cons, man. We've given out so many packs and merch, man, just for the strength, It's like, that's what we are known to do, It's always, Baruch my cons, man. So it ain't like, oh, you didn't make the lifeline, Instead of this, you got to do this. Nah, man, we'll still honor that 45, But when it goes on the website, it's going to be 150. That's all we're saying. So you got to, a day or two, still get them in if you haven't got them in. And a lot of my cons have got them in. So, instead of over dropping, man, I'll be overworking on these packs for the next few days, the next couple of days or so. I just had to get this out, man, because, it's just some good inspiration today, man. I'm just feeling it and just had a moment to share, man, with my cons, man. Hey, baby girl, man. Y'all remember baby girl, man? She was in the first Prester John video, man. And she's popping off, man. Halal HaWah to my beautiful daughter, man. Just turned 15, man. Hey, cons. Shout out Real Copper Skin Boy. What it do? Hey. The title is The Indigenous Pour Molten Gold into the Mouths of the Spaniards and Satiate Their Greed. Ooh. 1,500, 1,600, something like that. And it's letting you know, man, the Copper Color Cons wasn't playing like that, man. Don't make these people think we was over here playing like it was some play. And we had so much gold, man. We would use it for, retribution, man. we use it for, getting recompense, man. So this is just one example, man. I heard it's like the worst form of torture. You talking about molten hot gold being poured down your mouth bone because you want this gold so bad you want to kill for it. And we know what the real Spaniards were looking like. Swarthy. Yeah, we see clearly, man. So you want this gold, jabroni? Give the hijack what they want, man. Give them what they asking for, man. Hey, man, we just having fun dodging the hijack, surfing the wave. Shout out to Cootie Mayo, man. Has some beautiful drops.
The history of the American Indians. It says here, particularly those nations that joined into the Mississippi, East, West Florida, Georgia, South, and North Carolina, and Virginia. All right, so this is written by James Adair. With the Cherokee, agua or ama signifies water. Again, agua. And amoy, a river. Not much unlike the Hebrew. Okay? I didn't know the Cherokee called water. Let's go back.
Let's get it.
They call water what? Agua, right? Agua. Well, in Spanish, we call water agua. But when we have a G-U-A, we always pronounce that like a W. Agua, agua, agua.
Agua.
You hear him?
Agua. Agua.
All right, you see that? Agua, agua, water, right?
And that's lovely because, you're talking the breath and security with the agua. So that is your water. It is your security. It is your breath. Hey, they say the air is the water, right? The ether.
Your water. So is this really a Spanish word, as they've been teaching us all our lives? Because the Cherokee, right, they say agua too, water, right? Amoy, just like a river in Hebrew.
Wow.
Right? Again, so they likewise turn salt hawa, and both the conjunction copulative and to marry is awa. The name of a wife is awa, which written in Hebrew makes Eve or Iwe.
Wow.
The name of our general mother.
So we know Kawa or Hawa also, it means existence. So Eve is named after existence itself, or the general mother. It doesn't mean that we are, when we say Hawa, we're calling on Eve personally. Eve is named after Hawa, named after existence as the, mother of existence. I want to dig on some of that and talk a little bit existence, if y'all don't mind. We're going to talk a little bit of, creation story. We're going to talk Lilith. Remember Lilith, man? We're going to talk a little more Lilith, man, She be getting a bad rap, but I feel like the Lilith flow is the Sheba flow, It's the Khalifa flow, They were made as equals, from the dust of the earth, It wasn't out of Adam, not them, right? So, they make it like a power struggle. But we see it as our priest kings and our priest queens popping off. And then you have woman, right? But Lilith ain't no woman, right? But Eve, yeah, we're talking HaWah, we're talking existence, you know what I'm saying? So it gets real, you know what I'm saying? It really breaks down, a lot of what we've been taught, a lot of what we've been reading into a pure water flow, understanding our connections and equality we got with our Ahk, you know what I'm saying? Now you can understand Queen Tamar a little better. Right now you can understand Miriam a little better, you know what I'm saying? There's an energy, the frame of the shaper. Now you can understand Proverbs chapter 8 when Mama said, hey, I'm first of his creations. I'm here before the waters are flowing. The mountains are formed. I'm here before the earth was formed. Big Mama, right? So you got to put some respect on Mama's name. You know what I mean? Whether you're talking Eve or Lilith, right? Or any of our high Amazon queens, man. From the day one, we've been respecting our Ahkwas, and anyone, can witness to that. You know what I'm saying? We give ultimate respect to our Ahkwas. You know what I mean? Abba Ama, right? It's a frame of shape of flow. Let go, Kuti May, ho, take the wheel.
So the history of the American Indians, it says here, particularly those nations that join into the Mississippi, East, West Florida, Georgia, South and North Carolina, and Virginia. All right, so this is written by James Adair. With the Cherokee, Agua or Ama signifies water. Again, Agua, Agua. And Amoy, a river. Not much unlike the Hebrew, okay? I didn't know the Cherokee called water. Let's go back. They call water what? Awa, right?
And just right quick, man, look how they use the V's, right? They say if we consider that the Hebrews pronounce the Va when a consonant as W here is very strong, expressive gradation through the whole various words. So look, they're saying ain't no V, right? We got a W. Wah, a W. Doesn't that remind you of the Hebrew chart, right? The Hebrew chart. And we keep having to get new charts. They keep hijacking our chart. But just with the HaWah, right? So the first 6, 7 letters, right, is going to give you the foundation, right? If you ain't got your Yah, your Yahweh, whatever else you want to call the creator, in the first 7 letters before you get to the wall, before you hit the wall, before you get your food, right? Your cutoff day, your nourishment, something's been cut off. You should have your creator, your frame and your shaper, right? Mama should be popping up Proverbs chapter 8 before you get your food, because who's going to feed you other than your look, your revelation, your breath? They incorrectly say man with arms raised. We know that is your big mama. Right? Because the sound is the AH. It's a revelation. Look. Wow, right? Wow, right? Breath, right? Which leads to the wah, the security. That's your father. The hook. Make sure you got foundation so your tent don't blow away, because we're talking the tent peg. That's your HaWah, right? So whether we're looking for it and where they're hiding it, like in etymologies, right? We put in the Yahweh. You know what I mean? This is real quick drop for you. Real quick drop, right? They put in the Yahweh. Right? So this is what they got us calling it, or Yah-HaWah, but they keep putting the Yah, and acting like the Yah's connected with the Yud, and the Yud comes, the Yad comes after the wall, right? After you ate already, right? To remind you to do what? Worship. So is the Creator's name worship? Or is it the breath and security? Why? Where the ha is the feminine inhale and the wah is the masculine exhale. Wah, right? Which got changed to the V's like we just got in the Caramel job. They went from the W's to the V's, but you got to re-engineer this thing from the V's back to the W's like Hawaii or Josh Hawa, right? Josh Hawa, right? And in that case, you got the Yeshua, where the Yud is referring to the worship of what? Hawa. So it's the one who's worshiping Hawa, right? The handiwork, the work, but the work comes after the Sabbath day, right? The Shabbat. 6 days you work, 7th day you cut it off, cut it out, right? Get nourished by the Shabbat. Then you popping off and you building your wall and you dividing what's in it, what's contained inside and what's outside. That's the work you putting in. But the Creator's name, right? You know, as we've broken down many a times, H1961, the Heya, right, goes to the Hawa. Because they'll say Heya, right? And you have to know, in a sense, the one who is the existing, the earlier form is what? Hawa, right? Like Hawaii. It's the earlier form of Heya. So by the time you get to H1961, Heya, you can't stop there. You got to keep going to the earlier form. And you get multiple witnesses, whether you're talking etymology, Hawa, or you reverse the curse and you go backwards and you say, what's Yahweh backwards? It's Ha, Hey, Hey, right? H-E, 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 Hey, Wah. With the W, right? Wah. Do you see clearly that Yahweh backwards is Hawa? You got to reverse the curse to break the spell. Then they take the W off and put a Y here. But where's this coming from? If the 6th letter is the Wa, how do you replace it with the Yah? I'm saying they created their own Yah, right? And where's the evidence of their Yah? Their Yah comes as an exclamation of defiance. It's not the same Yud and Yod. This Yah ain't this Yod. We're not talking worship of Hawa. It's worship of something else now. It's defiance or dismissal towards the Creator. And you reverse that and you're back to the highs, right? You're back to the highs from 1812. What happened in 1812? The Tecumseh War, right? Where everything's getting flipped upside down. Yahoo! This is their phantom Yah. If they turn to Heya, which originally the earlier form is Hawa. More witnesses, yeah. This goes right back to the paleo, where you got your Aleph, your Bot, your strong power, going into your family, your house. Now you gathering, now you tribing up, you walking through a door, through an entrance, and you got Big Mama who's saying, hey man, here's a revelation. Because Mama is meeting you at the gate. Where's the confirmation, right? Big Mama's gonna let you know in the book of Proverbs chapter 8 that she's waiting at the what? She's waiting at the what? Big Mama is standing where? She's crying aloud. She's at the gate, right? Managa, I can't make this up. We got confirmation on confirmation. So where the paths meet, Ezekiel 37, 2 cross sticks coming together, where the paths meet, you know, coming back to you returning to the Creator, Israel returning where the paths meet, that's where she stands. She stands. Wisdom, right? Understanding puts forth her voice. You cannot front on Big Mama in this story you putting back together where the Christians ripped her out and says it's just a Father God, right? And wisdom is just some side piece, but on the right hand is Jesus. Mama's on the right hand. Mama's always been at the right. Mama's always been there, man. Because as soon as you get your paths meeting, as soon as you understand anything that comes together, which is understanding, because when you finally get it, that's where the paths meet. Khan. We just talking where the past me. Besides the gates at the entry to the city, at the coming in, at the doors is where she cries aloud, Khan. So the door, the entrance, who's crying aloud? Who's where the past meet? At the coming in of the entrance, the door. That's when she's calling out, oh, you old man, I call my voices to the sons of men. Oh, you thoughtless, you forgot about me. Understand prudence, you fools. Be of an understanding. Mama comes through scolding us, right? Because that's what big mamas do when you're out of code. Here, for I will speak excellent things, and the opening of my lips shall be right things. For my mouth shall utter truth, and wickedness is an abomination to my lips. All the words of my mouth are in righteousness. There is nothing perverse or crooked in them. They are all plain to him that understands, and right to them that find knowledge. Receive my instruction, and not silver, and knowledge rather than choice gold, for wisdom is better than rubies, and all things desirable are not to be compared unto her. I, wisdom, big mama, dwell with prudence and find out knowledge of devices. The fear of HaWah is to hate evil, pride and arrogancy, and the evil way and the forward mouth do I hate. Counsel is mine and sound wisdom. I am understanding, and power is mine. You came front on Big Mama. By me, kings reign. Who got the who got the power? You think HaWah? You think our fathers letting Mama pop off out of order? I think Big Mama looking at us crazy for even suggesting that someone's letting her do anything. Because she is understanding, and power is hers, and by her kings reign. Khan. That's why Solomon is praying for Big Mama. He needs more Big Mama. He's asking our Father to give him more Amma, so that he can have a fortified kingdom. Read Proverbs chapter 4, right? And princes decree justice, and by me princes rule, and nobles even all the judges of the earth. I love them that love me, and those that seek me earnestly shall find me. Riches and honor are with me, yeah, enduring riches and righteousness. My fruit is better than gold, yeah, than fine gold, and my produce than choice silver. I walk in the ways of righteousness. You think she's fronting? In the midst of the paths of justice, that I may cause those that love me to inherit substance, that I may fill their treasures. HaWah made me as the beginning of his way. So he didn't pop off nothing before popping off Big Mama. You understand? The frame and the shaper had to be one. Where X marks the spot, where the paths meet, they had to meet. So they can have children. God, the first of his works of old. I was set up from everlasting, from the beginning, or ever the earth was. When there was no depths, I was brought forth. When there were no fountains abounding with water, before the mountains were settled. Before the hills was I brought forth, while as yet he had not made the earth, nor the fields, nor the beginning of the dust of the world. When he established the heavens, I was there. When he set a circle upon the face of the deep, when he made the firm skies above, when the fountains of the deep showed their might, when he gave the sea his decree, that the waters should not transgress his commandment, when he appointed the foundations of the earth, then I was by him as a nursling. Woo! My naga. Did you forget? Are you thoughtless? And I was daily all delight. I was daily all delight. What does it mean to you? Oh, Jesus at the right hand. You crazy? I was daily all delight. Is you crazy? Playing always before. Is you crazy? You tried to replace me with this jabroni JC and call me wisdom? I'm Big Mama. You tried to say that this is a man with arms raised? Is you crazy, boss? Is you crazy? This This is Big Mama, man. Right? And the tent peg goes into the soil. It's masculine. It goes inside the soil. HaWah. And we're talking your breath, man. Your security, Khan. Then you get your Zion. Then you get your food, your Zion, right? Your nourishment. But before that, you got your HaWah. You got your HaWah. Earlier form of Heya. Not Yahweh. We're not talking Yahs. Oh no. Because we are not defiant or dismissing our breath and security. We're not going to put that before our wow, right? You're not going to put nothing before your breath and security. Adam had the breath directly. You don't have to have a hijack before you get your breath, man. Directly. Your revelation directly. That look directly. That security, that added security, that hook, that foundation directly. Wah. Nah, not the Yah. HaWah. Which Yahweh backward, right? HaWah. And they put the Yod in front of this tetragrammaton. We just talking HaWah. Go backwards again. HaWah. Go backwards. Reverse it, man. We're talking about the one who is the existing, man. The existing one. When we talk creator, when we talk HaWah, I was daily all delight, playing always before him, playing in his habitable earth, and my delights are with the sons of men. Now therefore you children hearken unto me. Mama say, listen, I think you should listen. For happy are they that keep my ways. So we say KTC, that's Big Mama. You understand? That's her ways. Hear instruction and be wise. Whose wisdom, right? Refuse it not. Happy is the man or sister, right? That listens, man. Because you listen, you get the Baruch. You don't listen, you get the curses. Now we in Deuteronomy 28 all over again. Watching daily at my gates, my door, my entrance. Because she's the one screaming outside the gate. She's meeting you with a pass meet, man. Even the symbol of her looks like a towel, right? A cross, right? Where the pass meet. Because she's outside the door, but you had to walk through the door. You had to be gathered by that strong power, right? That flows into your family, your house, your body, your ruach, right? Your tribe, our nation. So we can gather and walk together through the same door and get that look, my naga, get that revelation and get that breath so that we can have security. Wow! Like dragon fire. Then we can eat. Then we could cut out that hijack. Then we could be nourished. But they twisted us up in 1869. Well, Mama says she's watching daily at my gates, waiting at the post of my doors. My door, my night. The story is being told in the Picto-Paleo-Hebrew and witnessed in the, Mama telling you herself in Proverbs chapter 8. For whoso finds me finds life, because the breath and security is the existing one, right? And to exist is to have life. To exist is to have breath and security, because what's security without no breath? And what's breath, my naga, without security? Khan. So you find Big Mama, you find life. You walk through that door, you get Big Mama, you get life. Whoever that dragon breathes on, remember Numbers chapter 1, whoever that dragon breathes on, they say brazen serpent, we know copper dragon. Whoever that copper dragon breathed on, they got life. We're talking Big Mama. and obtains favor from our Father. Because if mama loves you, daddy gonna look out for you too. You already know how that happens in the house, right? And big mama come looking out for you, she gonna persuade pops to be with you too. That's just how it is. Pops might be like, nah, I ain't gonna deal with that boy right now. Big mama say, hey, look, man, just deal with him. You know, he's just like you. He's just like big mama. You know, you obtain favor from your father when you find big mama. You get life, right? You get a second chance, right? But he that misses me wrongs his own soul. Woo! And they that hate me love that. Oh, big mama, big mama. She is in the top of the high places, by the way. Ooh, where the paths meet, she stands. Besides the gates at the entry of the city, at the coming in at the doors, she cries aloud. So when you go and you get that strong power in your family, and your family's walking and gathering, and y'all go through this portal, this vortex, this entrance together, man, big mama's right there, giving you that breath, man. Giving you that HaWah time. And that's all Cootie Mayo talking about. Is that agua. And again, they changed the V's to the W's, or they changed the W's to the V's, right? So now the Yiddish got them speaking with the V's, and then they'll change that to the Y's. So sometimes Y, you know, English is tricky. A-E-I-O-U, and sometimes Y. That's how we learn it. Sometimes Y. Y is pretty tricky. How they go to the vibes, how they go from V, why they change it from the W to the V. I think they're out of our frequency. I think they can't speak no Y. I think they can't speak our code. They can't speak no big mama. They can't disrespect mama like that. They had to hijack mama with the V's and the Y's, right? They had to hijack the breath. Let's keep going, man. For drop go crazy. Shout out Cootie Mayo, man. Make sure you in the classroom on IG as well as the tube. You already know, man. You already know. Oh, man. All right. So what we got?
For all people on here talking about the 14th Amendment is what gave us the right to be here by birthright. Shut up.
Uh-oh.
You don't know what the hell you talking about.
Let's go.
Now, let's talk about it. The Constitution wasn't written for us. The Constitution was written for the corporation.
Whoa.
We have treaties that signed long before there was ever a Constitution. And that's what they broke. The treaties, people. Okay? The Constitution was written for their citizens. All right? If you are an Aboriginal, copper-colored American, the Constitution wasn't written for you. You don't have birthright. You have blood right to this land. They have birthright and was giving themselves birthright due to our treaties that were signed. We allowed them to be here. Now they've broken the treaties. Not the Constitution. Fuck the Constitution. That was written for the citizens. You become a citizen once you become a part of their corporation.
Whoa. So
when you say the 14th Amendment is being done away with, it ends birthright citizenship. For who? For who? Huh? You ever ask yourself why they consider us African American? They just put the African part there to throw you off. You ever wonder why they don't call them Polish Americans, Irish Americans, European Americans? Because they are not American. They've gone and changed the definitions of this stuff, people. The definition of an American, a native of America, originally applied to the Aboriginals or copper-colored races found here by the Europeans, but is now applied to the descendants of Europeans born in America. Pay attention. The definition of an American were the copper-colored Aboriginals. The ones that were here that Christopher Columbus said he ran into when he got here. What do y'all think? So anytime y'all out here spreading this fear mongering, the 14th Amendment gets rid of black people having the right to be here. Lies. The 14th Amendment gets rid of them having birthright, being able to be here.
Woo.
Let that shit sink in for a second.
Right, because in American, it's a copper color race is found here, but now applied to the descendants, right? So now here comes the 14th Amendment. And that creates subjects. But you are not a subject. You are not a noun. You are a verb. You keep the water flowing, right? So they can't judge you with no Admiralty Sea Law. We're talking law of the land, which means we're talking natural body law, right? And wakey, cons, it's all happening because you was just found here. As long as you know that, and you know that you're in a separate class, you're in the original category, the first people category, right? Where they tried to, kick us out there and put us in a black hole, calling us black and colored and all kinds of bywords. But we know that was already prophesied that we'll be called bywords, when we was in our spirit of stupor. But as we wake up out of the hijack, we code up. As we wake up, we code up. And with the code comes frequency. With frequency comes reality. And this is a reality check, right? Everything that's going on, man, it's a path to our awakening, and then there's like a path to their destruction happening simultaneously. The chaos is happening simultaneous to the order. I need y'all to focus on the order as much as possible, man. The order within yourself first, by keeping the code and connecting directly to your creator, period. Whatever, whatever frequency you want to call the creator, we're talking most high over everything, man. And you keep that simple code of no power before your power, right? No vanity on Hawah's name. You keep your, 7th day of rest. Like, these are things that frequency and make you, tribe up, right? Where the paths meet, right? It makes you gather together, walk together through a door, through an entrance, right? So we can get more breath, Big Mama, and more security, Big Pops, right? And now we can eat. Now we got our Zan, man. And the story's right here for you. In the first 7 letters of the Hebrew. I can't make this up. HaWah. They tried to remix it. But we know it, man. We see it's the earlier form. Ping, pow. Can't make this stuff up. Surfing away, man, it's a beautiful thing, man. I mean, we could talk flat drop 101, man. We could talk indigenous truth, man. Flat Earth Bulgaria got the drop. This is not a mirage, my nigga. It's just a high-tech camera zoom in, letting you know that you can't see past a certain point if you're curving on a ball, right? At some point, the curvature got to come into effect. And based on the miles and the math ain't mathing, where we can see certain things that, based on their circumference of 25,000 miles, 25,000 miles circumference of their ball, based on their math of their 25,000 mile circumference, there should be curvature, and past a certain point, you should not be able to see anything because it's curved, man. So they say the boat disappears over the horizon. Nope, not when you zoom in, boss. That lie is over with. You need to see clearly. You should not see this, boss. You should not see this, boss. Level. Oh, yeah. Hey, do you you see clearly, man. You know, we're just talking flat dry 101. I mean, it's just a body bag. It's a body bag, huh? There's dragons popping off. Everything's happening.
We now have video footage of a fire-breathing dragon flying outside of a passenger plane, and this looks pretty legit to me. And before you ask, no, it is not an AI video. I already went and checked. It turns out to be real. And this has been happening a lot more lately, because if you remember, just a few years ago, this photo was taken in China and it was all over the news. And don't forget, just a few hundred years ago during the Tartarian era, in our encyclopedias, dragons were listed as now rare. So that...
But look how in Hebrew they started translating it falsely as jackal or serpent, which got us breaking down the tan versus tannin in the Hebrew verbs. You know, the tan and tannin, right? One is a jackal, one is a dragon. But they made it very similar, tan and tannin. One's a jackal, one's a dragon. And then you have to know that the jackal or the dog head is the serpent in a lot of indigenous, you know what I'm saying, mythos, right? So the jackal or the dog head or the coyote, right? Swiper, no swiping, right? Is the serpent. Like Anubis, yeah, like Saint Christopher, the dog head. Now you're getting close to the dog heads, but they, you know, made it real similar in their revisions, right? From jackal, serpent, which was originally dragon. If it's now rare, that means it does exist, but they don't know where they are, Paul.
So that means they were a real species, but they had become less common. Now, personally, I think that the flat Earth German ice wall map from the 1940s is the hidden key to tell us where these dragons flew off to after we had been killing them in the Middle Ages, making them more rare. I think they went to one of these other continents that were not too far away from our own, and they probably went to a place such as Asgard or Terra Vista, the unexplored regions. I think this map shows probably what is actually out there, the closest out of any of these ice wall maps that we've seen so far.
Wow.
We now have video footage of a fire-breathing dragon flying outside of a passenger plane.
You see the wings, boss? With my man Charlie, love to Charlie Thomas Griffin, said, the best close-up video of a dragon I've seen 2025 will be more of them because the 5G radiation towers that is harmful to them have been getting dismantled all around the world and turned into a different type of 5G that uses the frequency 432 hertz. I'm out of here, boss. Because we've been on it from day one, man. With the frequency, with the code, with the indigenous truth, my nigga. And of course, man, you know, flat drop 101. And you bring it all together, you start deciphering, man, the whole matrix, man. All praise ThaWaDa for the formula, for the flat drop, for the indigenous truth, knowing that you ain't from Africa, you ain't spinning on no damn ball, and your 432 is 9, and the spiral up is a portal, an entrance, the gates, right? That Big Mama waiting for a Naga Ahk. You know what I'm saying? That's where the, you know, 2 sticks meet, right? Because all the numbers add up to 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You add them up, it's 45. 4 plus 5 is 9. And they've been trying to hijack us with this frequency, but they said they did. People have been doing what? All around the world, dismantling these things, turning them into a different type of 5G that uses the frequency 432. We got to dig on that, which is beneficial to organic tissue. Woo, pop off. I also believe 2025 will be the year that we learn the most about what's beyond the ice wall in the Arctic Ocean. Yeah, I mean, there's a wall and there's beyond the wall, and that gives us very exciting, you know, possibility. How to say it like that is exciting possibility as to what we about to be confronted with, man. Because it's all happening. We just talking dragons. Man, we talked a little dragon drop, Isaiah 11, right? Let's get it. And there shall come forth a shoot out of the stock of Jesse, and a twig shall grow forth out of his roots, and the ruach of HaWah shall rest upon him, and the ruach of wisdom and understanding, the spirit, the ruach of counsel and might, the ruach of knowledge and the fear or the respect, right, of the Creator, right? We got to decode these translations. And his delight shall be in the fear or respect, obedience, right, of, of HaWah, right? Because to fear HaWah is to listen, to be obedient, man, to do what HaWah is telling us to do. And he shall not judge after the sight of his eyes, neither decide after the hearing of his ears, but with righteousness shall he judge the poor and decide with equity for the meek of the land. And he shall smite the land with the rod of his mouth, and with the breath, right, HaWah, of his lips shall slay the wicked. We're talking frequency. The deadly glance, the deadly breath, right? And the righteousness shall be the girdle of his loins, right? You got to keep the code just like any night, right? You got to be chaste, right? You got to be righteous. And the faithfulness, the girdle of his reins. And the wolf shall dwell with the lamb, and the leopard shall lie down with the kid or the goat, right? So they're all getting along, all the animals. This is paradise, my nigga. And the calf and the young lion and the fatling together, and the little child shall lead them. We're talking children of Israel, my nigga, right? The cow and the bear feed, the young ones shall lie down together. The lion shall eat straw like the ox, man. He ain't gonna eat the ox, he's on his vegan diet, right? He's plant-based. And the suckling child shall play on the hole of the asp. And we said, what's the asp? What's the asp, right? And the weakened child shall put his hand on the basilisk den. We said, what's the basilisk? And they shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountains, where the earth shall be full of knowledge of HaWah, as the waters cover the sea. So we said, what's the asp, right? And what's the basilisk, man? We got to reverse engineer this stuff, man. And who's the little child? Because we still talking breath. So we dealing on asp. It reminded us of second Baruch, right? 73, where all is good, right? We got the healing dew, right? Everything is shalom in the kingdom, right? The joy is being revealed. And then down here it says the wild beasts will come from the wood and serve men. And again, the asp and dragons, all right? So now they are, putting them next to each other as like a hint, right? What's an asp, right? What's a dragon? Will come out of their holes to subject themselves to a child. And we just got that child, right? This little suckling child, right? This little child shall lead them. And the same child is playing on the hole or the opening, the cave of this asp, right? And the asp is a what? Right? The asp and dragons. I said an asp is a what, man? Here it says aspis, which is still an asp, right? And the asp are what, man? Let's get it. Serpents or dragons found in medieval European mythology. Say it with me, my nigga. I can't. Come on, man. We just digging on it. But are we not supposed to dig on it when we see asp? Or we're not supposed to dig on it when we keep seeing asp, right? So we can get the drop and know that we're still talking dragons, which is why they had to put asp and dragons, right? Will come out their holes to subject themselves to a child. Which child? The suckling child that's playing on the cave or the dragon lair of the asp, and the asp is a dragon. Some claim they are similar than the full-size dragon with 2 feet and wings. Others state that they are quadruped dragons with wings. So either one is a dragon. Either one is a dragon. Whether it's a full-size dragon with 2 feet and wings or a quadruped dragon with wings. You still talking dragon. So the aspen dragons coming out, man, subjecting themselves to a child, it's the same damn thing. And what they're calling here in Isaiah 11, how will we know we're talking dragons, right? They would say viper, cobra. They'll change the translation to something else. You have to do the recon. What does it make sense that this child is playing on the hull of a viper, right? And the winged child shall put his hand on the basilisk's den, the viper's den, or are we talking about a dragon's den? Come on. Common sense. We ain't talking about no viper den, no snake den. We talking basilisk, man. And the basilisk is a legendary reptile that is often depicted as a serpent king. So it's not just a dragon, it's a dragon king with a venomous gaze that kills anyone who looks into his eyes. Back to that dragon, right? The one with the deadly glance, right? It is sometimes described as a dragon-like creature with a snake body and a crowned head, and then they make it a chicken head and all these other things, man. And there's a lot of drop on this basilisk, man. Draconology. Hey, look, we about to be back in the ether with Draconology 101. Yeah, we're going to talk basilisk a lot, man. Yeah, pseudo-dragon, that's true form. It's a rooster's head. Come on, man, come on. Are we talking snake or dragon, right? So you talking a viper or you talking a damn dragon, man? Yeah, form of a serpent. Okay, mythological. Yeah. Sound like we're talking dragons again. So they're going to just make the dragons in the Bible, you know, a cockatrice. Oh, okay. Back to a dragon. You know, once you dig on this cockatrice, it's going to take you right back to dragon. We're talking about the king dragon, man. So not only is the child putting his hand, the suckling child, right, on the whole of the asp or dragon, but the king dragon, right? That's the significance of this scripture, that a winged child will be able to put his hand, you know, right there inside the king dragon's den, and they shall not hurt or destroy. And that's the miracle. Oh, wow. That's the miracle, when the asp and the dragons come out their holes to subject themselves to a child. That's the miracle. That the asps are the dragons. And we still talking on the one with the look, right? The gaze, the venomous gaze, the deadly glance we got before. Yeah, a legendary reptile with the fatal breath. Big Mama. Mama can come and bless you or curse you, right? That dragon in Numbers 21 could have gave him life or death, right? But it's all about that look, that glance, and even in the definition or the etymology of dragon, again, dragon, I have seen, it just means to see. And something about seeing clearly gives you the deadly glance to the hijack. The hijack don't want you to have that light, right? Dragon, to see, light. They want to take the light out your eyeballs, right? Because to see clearly, oh no, that means you are the one with the deadly glance. Whoa. Because last time I checked, these copper-colored cons, right, that they came here trying to steal everything and did steal everything, they are fierce and violent towards the hijack. You are fierce and violent towards this hijack. They didn't just come over here popping off without no retribution, right? And anybody that would pour molten gold into the hijack's mouth is fierce and violent towards the hijack. And the definition of a dragon is a meteor. Yeah, we're going to talk comets and meteors, because these meteors are dragons. They're very intelligent flight patterns they have. They're not some fallen rocks. Yeah, but a fierce or violent person, male or female, this man or woman is a dragon, huh? Which means you got the look, right? The look, right? The look, right? And who gave you that look? Who gave you that fiery breath, right? The deadly glance and the deadly breath? Damn, how you get that? How you get that fatal breath and glance, my naga? And no, we're talking about Americans when we talking. Just know we're talking Americans, right? Tropical Americans. They made lizards their new basilisk family, but we know we still talking dragons with breath and dragons with the glance. American dragons. So this definition of an American, these copper-colored nagas are fierce and violent nagas towards towards the hijack, male or female. This man or woman is a dragon, which means this man or woman has that look where you see clearly, because you can't see clearly without wisdom, without Big Mama who gave you the look, the revelation, and the breath, so you can have that fire, that fatal breath, that security, right? That breath and security, that look where you see clearly, where everything is revealed, is deadly to the hijacker who wants to keep you in captivity and slavery. They don't want you to have no light. They don't want you to see clearly. That you didn't just come from Africa, that you ain't spinning on no ball, that they got you in a light code frequency lockdown with this 440 hertz. Love to the brother Phil Valentine. They don't want you to see clearly that all you gotta do is keep the code, the frequency up, and get your dragon back, to get your look back, your deadly glance, the one with the paralyzing sight, my noggin. And here we are talking about the tannines and the tans. Like we just said, the tannine is the great sea monster or dragon. The tans are the jackals. But why did it make the tans so similar to the jackals? So that they can do a hijack switcheroo. And now when you're translating this stuff in the Bible, all this jackal talk is dragon talk. And they can't hide it even under basilisk, because the basilisk is the dragon. Yep, the basilisk is the dragon. With the fatal breath and the glance. The one with the deadly glance. Paralyzing look is a paralyzing sight when you see clearly, because this man or woman is a dragon. I'm just talking dragoon. Ooh, the basilisk, man. Yeah, we're gonna get more on it. Oh yeah, the basilisk is like the ass, right? Was born from the blood of the Gorgons. This is their mythos about it. However, many accounts relate the hatching of the basilisk under very specific and very rare circumstances. And they're gonna talk chicken eggs, and man, you know, that's where they get the cockatrice thing from. You know what I mean? It's all kind of mixtures going on in this thing they saying. You know, but still we talking about the breath and the glance, fatal. So they said to fight these things, they gotta use a mirror because they can't look into his eye. So, you know, you gotta use a mirror or something like that, man. I can't make this up. Crazy talk, but it is talking about a crown on his head. So, you know, we talking, hey, free Phoenix, man. We talking dragon king, man, dragon. And again, there's a difference between a dragon that is the mysterious substance, which is unknown to these nagas, which is the life, right? The renewal is the water, right? The divine water, right? Is the living spirit that can be extracted. The vessel that the spirit is contained. So this dragon guards the living spirit from this unknown origin. But the dragon is separate in alchemy than the serpent. So when they say serpent, that's not qualifying a dragon. A serpent is impersonal in nature, unconscious as it bursts to consciousness. You're talking about androgyny. You're talking about Baphomet. You're not talking about an unknown mystery. You're talking about the cosmic serpent that they know as the snake. But the snake is not the dragon. In alchemy, which is breaking down the energy, frequency, vibration of the matter, you know, to the smallest point, you know what I mean? The dragon is not the serpent, man. So when they say serpent, you got to say snake. Is you talking snake or you talking dragon? You got to be clear. You talking jackal? You know what I mean? You talking tan or tanning? You got to be clear, man. we know that our dragons are popping off, whether they call them asp or dragons, they're dragons. And they gonna come out of their holes, man. They gonna come out their hiding places, and they will subject themselves to every one of you Nagas in code, man. Because that's your Kundalini rising, your snake rising, your dragon rising, Khan. And our Aquas will have no more pain, man. No more torment. Don't that sound great, Aquas? So rise up, coon. Let your dragon fly and do the dragonfly. Because they are being revealed, even in Isaiah 11, where a winged child shall put his hand on a basilisk's den and shall play on the hole or the dragon lair of the asp. And the asp is the dragon. Wow, I can't make this stuff up. It's all happening. Even Harry Potter got their version, right? But they make them all crazy looking, ugly looking snake dragon, big gargantuan thing, you know, Godzilla looking thing. But just know this basilisk exists, and it's being spoken of right here in Isaiah chapter 11. Wow. Wakey, wakey, Khan. We talking about a small child, LILITH, man. Wakey, wakey, my Nagas, man. Hey, we just popping off. I might have to do a little quick read, man, and get some drop right quick. I want to get some health drop 101 and talk a little, a little curing, man. You know, I want to make sure we talk about curing a Naga, man, because my Naga's looking for the cure, man. I want to talk a little wormwood. We're going to talk a little walnut, black walnut, man. Shout out to the Khans dropping this drop. Let's get it.
Digestive tract. So in the digestive tract, to kill the microorganisms, the specific parasites, she's found the effectiveness of the black walnut, what the native Indians used for cleansing many years ago. The black walnut, in its green hull form, kills many of the microorganisms. And in conjunction with another product called wormwood and cloves, typical cloves that you would get at the store, these three in combination have the ability to go in and kill all the pathogens. Now, what's most interesting is the Mexican people have the lowest incidence of cancer anywhere on the planet. And the reason is they kill the ascaris with this particular product here, we all know to be the jalapeno pepper.
Oh.
And those seeds of the jalapeno pepper, only 10 or 15 seeds twice a day, have the ability to kill the ascaris, which she found to be a major cause of why the body loses oxygen at the tumor sites. And to kill that, you use the jalapeno seeds, and then you back that up with a little ozonated olive oil.
How are you so certain that each time you have
the electricity?
Hey, y'all hit up the Loud Thinking Project. Shout out to, my Nagas, man. One more time, because, I do want to get the full drop. That's all we got on it, but that's all we need to get a couple things started. We are talking electricity and the flow, right? We are talking about being, conductive cons, copper color, copper conductivity. We're talking electricity, we're talking salt, the right ones, right? So let's get it, man.
Electricity can't go through the digestive tract. So in the digestive tract, to kill the microorganisms, the specific parasites, she's found the effectiveness of the black walnut, what the native Indians used for cleansing many years ago. The black
walnut, huh?
Black walnut, in its green hull form, kills many of the microorganisms. And in conjunction with another product called wormwood and cloves, typical cloves that you would get at the store.
Cloves, not cloves, we know cloves. CLOVES,
These three in combination have the ability to go in and kill all the...
Ooh, so you put them together and ping pow. So I did a little recon on it, and I ordered one. This is the Dr. Clark clove and wormwood with the, the dried green, right? The green hull, black walnut, and it comes in the 3-piece. And I said, damn. So this is another witness. This is not the, you know what I'm saying? Hold up. Is it? Hold up. Who's talking here?
Pathogens. Now, what's most interesting is the Mexican people have the lowest incidence of cancer anywhere on the planet.
Let me see this one more time. I just want to see if they say his name. That'll be dope, but this is Dr. Clark. I don't think it is. Come on, man. Stop playing, man.
tract. So in the digestive tract, to kill the microorganisms, the specific parasites, she's found the effectiveness of the black walnut, what the native Indians used for cleansing many years ago. The black walnut, in its green hull form, kills many of the microorganisms. And in conjunction with another product called wormwood and cloves, typical cloves that you would get at the store, these three in combination have the ability to go in and kill all the...
Kill them all. Kill all the hijack pathogens and viruses, man. So, yeah, all right. I thought that was the same doctor. But, hey, I ordered this one, man. I'm going to dig on it, you know what I'm saying? Probably, start popping off with it, top of the soul, man. And recon, do your recon, consult with your physician, whatever you need. I don't know what they're going to tell you, but just don't take my word for it. Don't take their word for it. Don't take nobody's word. Do your recon. I'll leave this particular story here that I'm getting mine from just to, dig on it. And it's amazing that together they're killing all pathogens, all hijacks, man. And of course, you can do them individually as well. You know what I'm saying? The black walnut, you said the indigenous cons already popping off with it. And you got the jalapeno flow, man. I don't know about eating the seeds of the jalapeno like that, but if they do it and it's popping off, then that's what it is, man. So that's just a little quick health drop. 101 for the cons, man. And yeah, just do some recon, like looking up wormwood herb, and you'll see different things on the wormwood pop up, different ways to dig on it. You got the wormwood, black walnut, clove. You got this one here. It's also a trifecta. I might dig on this too. It look like a tincture or something. Okay. Yeah. Okay, now this is I guess some capsules as well. All right. Black walnut green hull, like he said, the black walnut hulls. So you do your recon, see what works for you. If it, as long as you ain't allergic to none, just make sure you're good and keep taking your shilajit to quit, man. Get your sea moss. We getting this stuff one by one, man. It's a lot of other great, herbs, and I can't wait to get back into ether because I know we're going to get a lot more health drop. And Khan's always digging on it, man. So get your drop, get your wormwoods, do your thizzle. You can get some ozonated olive oil. Ozonated, let's just look at the definition of ozonated. Treated with the ozone, okay. A reactive gas made up of 3 oxygen atoms. Ozonation is a process that uses ozone to remove pollutants from water and other substances. So when something is ozonated, all right, then generally it got that pure ether, or that oxygen, that air, you know what I'm saying? That oxygen is getting them pollutants out, man. So the olive oil that is ozonated, I mean, I gotta make sure we got some ozonation going on in my house, man. So hey, let's get it, man. I want to talk a little creation story, man. I'm just digging on these sacred texts here, man, and it's pretty dope, man. This is the one. I'll leave this link. Out the book of the bee. And it's dope, man. It's an historian flow, man. So I said, Nestor, let's get it, man. So I started digging on it. I'm a belly flop, man, for the dismount. And yeah, again, let's see, preface. Nah. Let's see, note. Hey. Yeah, I know it's small. I got y'all. So since the book of the bee is an historian Christian sacred history, so I saw an historian, and I know that they don't just say Christian, right? They put a Nestor in front of it. And remember, the Nestor always refers in truth to an old kingdom or an old king, man, which connects you back with the creator and the originals, God. Let's get it, man. Stop playing. The hijack, stop playing. Yeah, hijack city. Yeah, so we know the old king, you know what I'm saying? That's going to connect you back to the ThaWaDa flow. All right, they want to play. It's all good. It's all to the good, man. We got y'all. Wow. That's how we keep it. Halal HaWah. That's how we keep the water flowing. You see what they like to do, man. Trying to mess with our net in mid Google search, man. It's not cool. It's not cool, man. It's all good. It's 3:24 a.m. That means it's 4:32. So we still in the 9. All right, so they don't want me to get that link no more. It's just too good. Wow, it's all good. It's always another link that they haven't taken down yet, man. They take all these links down that describes Nestor for what it is, as an old king renowned for wisdom, right? Wise counsel. So if you're an historian Christian, that means you're connected with an old kingdom, which ain't no Christian kingdom. It's a Hebrew kingdom. And they would make King David a Christian. They would make Solomon a Christian, right? Everybody's in Christianity to them. But Nestor is where you get the term nostalgia, right? One who Baruchs, one who blesses, right? Nostradamus, right? All this stuff. So connects to an old king, an old kingdom, Khan. And that's what we're talking about when they put this Nestor on it. So you got to see clearly, man. It also connects you directly with the Khan of Khans, Prester John, who they would call a Nestorian, right? Nestorian Christian, right? Okay, a Nestorian, right? A Nestor. So we got to always do the due diligence and know we're talking old king when we talk Nestor, man, and old, code keeping Khan, because this is the one who blesses, right? Ooh, okay. Let's get it, man. For the dismount. Let's talk a little. Man, we could talk about so much. We got time? We good? Yeah, y'all got time for me, man? I gotta get back on these compacts, man. Let's conglomerates. Let's go, man. Make sure you hit me up for yours. I'm gonna extend it a couple days. Cause I know my niggas, you know what I'm saying, be going through what you're going through. So just hit me up if you need a couple days, or you know what I'm saying, just let me know what's up. A couple of my cons say, hey man, I don't got it now, but yada yada, and I already got them, you know what I'm saying. So I always, you know what I'm saying, make sure we leave a door open for my cons to make sure to get this drop. And I appreciate all my niggas for your support. Look out for your emails going out this strong. I'm shutting it down. I'm focusing on this, my nigga. I just, enjoy this connection as well and keeping the water flowing with y'all. It's hard to stay away when I got y'all. Let's go, man. We talking about the formation of Adam. Let's talk about it for the dismount. Oh, yeah. And we're going to talk some Lilith. Let's go, man. Okay. So on Friday, all right, so Friday sundown would be Shabbat, right? So let's put it together. After making all created things, HaWah said, come, let us make man in our image and likeness. The Jews have interpreted the expression, come, let us make, as referring to the angels, though HaWah, adored be his glory, needs not help from his creatures, but the expositors of the church indicate the persons of the adorable Trinity. Some say that when HaWah said, come, let us make man in our image and in our likeness, the angels by the eye of the Spirit saw the right hand of HaWah spread out over the whole world, and there were in it parts of all the creatures, both spiritual and corporal, and HaWah took from and these parts and fashioned Adam with his holy hands, and breathed into him the breath of life, and man became a living soul. Others say that HaWah took earth from 4 quarters of the world and formed Adam outside paradise, while others say, let's go, HaWah fashioned him in the middle of the earth. Where X marks the spot, but they say where our Lord was crucified. Remember, they're going to put their Christianity on this. You got to see clearly. So wherever this spot is the spot possibly of creation popping off itself with Adam and Eve, right? Or Lilith, right? And this is where X is marking the spot, like the towel, like the cross, and they put their JC on this spot, right? They're trying to put JC on this spot, but we know X marks the spot. We're talking creation itself. And that there also was Adam's skull laid, and After HaWah had formed Adam outside paradise, he brought him in as king, right? So Adam's the first king, right? On the whole earth. And made him king over all the creatures, right? And commanded him to give a name to each of them. HaWah did not gather unto Adam all cattle, nor all that swim in the sea, nor all the birds of the air, that he might give them names, but he received dominion and power over them, to make use of them as he pleased, and to give them names as a master to his slaves. And when HaWah had brought him into paradise, he commanded him to till it and to guard it. Why did HaWah say to till it and to guard it? For paradise needed no guarding, and was adorned with fruit of all kinds, and there was none to injure it, unless it were to exhort him to keep his commandments and to till it, that he might not become a lover of idleness. So he says, hey, look, man, I just want to keep you moving, right? Keep the water flowing. So because Adam had not seen his own formation and was not acquainted with the power of his maker, it was necessary, when Eve was taken from him in his own likeness, he should perceive his maker, and should acknowledge that he who made Eve also made him, and that they two were bound to be obedient to him. So we're going to read it, you know, I think in this one or another one, that, you know, Lilith was created from the dust of the earth, and the same, you know, elements that Adam is, straight up. You know what I'm saying? Eve is taken out the rib for a specific reason. Now, it says that since Adam saw Lilith being made, it kind of like, according to them, like turned him off from really, you know, loving her, or whatever the case is, because, you know, he saw like every aspect of it, and, you know, they're trying to use that to say that he wasn't, you know, really into Lilith like that, because he had witnessed, you know, the whole thing. But when he didn't witness Eve being made, you know, and she's made during his sleep or slumber, that HaWah puts him under some slumber, Allah HaWah, and now he wakes up and just witnesses this, you know, amazing, you know, figure of a woman, Eve, right? And now he's like, oh, okay, like, you know, she just appears, like, you know, and he knows that it's from him, you know what I'm saying? So that becomes this whole helpmeet situation, you know, a helper situation, where Lilith, she was just popping off, you know. She's like, look, man, I ain't got to do nothing with you. I ain't got to do nothing for you. Eve is like, hey, I'm here to help you, you know what I mean? So this is how they're interpreting. I don't know, Aquas. I don't know, right? We just read. All right. So because Adam had not seen his own formation and was not acquainted with the power of his maker, it was necessary, when Eve was taken from him in his own likeness, he should perceive his maker, and should acknowledge that he who made Eve, right, also made him, and that they were bound to be obedient to him. So, you know, just looking at these other translations, in the fine print, it says the creation of Adam was on this wise: on the sixth day, which is Friday, at the first hour, when silence reigned over all the ranks of the heavenly hosts, HaWah said, come, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, hereby making known concerning the glorious persons, they say, of the Trinity, of Dr. Hijack. When the angels heard these words, they were in fear, saying to one another, we shall see great miracle today, the likeness of HaWah our maker. And they saw the right hand of HaWah stretched out and extended over the whole world, and all created things were collected in the palm of his right hand. And they saw that he took a grain of dust from the earth, a drop of water from the whole nature of water, a breath of wind from all the atmosphere above, and you know, Big Mama got the breath, right? And a little warmth from all the nature of fire. And the angels saw, when these four feeble elements, that is, cold and heat and dryness and moisture, were laid in the palm of his right hand, and HaWah formed Adam. For what reason did HaWah make Adam out of these four elements, unless it were that through them, right, through these elements, everything in the world shall be subject unto him. So you got the fire, the water, the air, you got that ether flow, right? You got the land, you got the earth. So in making Adam of these 4 elements, my naga, in making you, right, of these 4 elements, Khan, this gives you your Khan status. This gives you your priesthood status. This priest, king, priest, queen status that controls the elements, right? Like Avatar, right? Like the last Avatar, right? So you got the people of water, fire, all this, but everybody has a little bit of this in them, whether you're talking, you got more people that got more fire in them, got more water, and same thing with the animals, but you got it all in you, Khan. You already got it, Khan. Look out for that slogan on the shirt. Our next Drop Nation shirts, man. You already got it, Khan. And on the back, it's going to say, Kum. Kum means to rise, man, in Hebrew. So look out for us, man. So he took a grain of dust, that all natures that are of dust might be subject unto Adam, and a drop of water, that all those in the seas and rivers might be his, and a breath of air, that all kinds of birds of the air, including the dragon, might be given unto him. So think of this as like he got the land dragons, the sea dragons, the air, you know what I'm saying, the air dragon. He got all the dragons, fire dragons, right? He got all the angels, right? And what the angels do, and the heat of fire, that all fiery beings and heavenly hosts might come to his aid. So really, he's created out of these elements. You got these elements in you, my sisters, my brothers, so that these fiery beings or water beings or earth beings, right, or the beings of the air might come to your aid. When you need them. You know, because a dragon, a fire dragon, a water dragon, an air dragon, an earth dragon, the aspen, the dragons will come out of their holes to subject themselves to a child when you need them, right? And the suckling child will play on the hole of the aspen. The weaned child will put their hands on a basilisk den. They're not going to hurt them because they're coming to the aid of this little child who shall lead them when you need them. Khan. So the fiery beings and the heavenly hosts, like the seraphim, Isaiah chapter 6, the angels with the 6 wings, the dragons with the 6 wings, singing holy, holy unto our Creator, might come to his aid. And the fiery beings is the seraph, right? I said right, Khan? Khan, because we're talking the earlier form. Oh, wow. The earlier form. Seraph. That's a good one. We need to dig on C, man. We're talking about C law. Yeah, you can't talk seraph without talking fiery flying serpent. Like Numbers 21, the burning ones. The seraph, right? Are the burning ones. The seraph. The seraphim are the angels of the highest order. So we say dragons are angels and angels are dragons because these seraph are the fiery beings, the fiery flying, right? Talking seraph, we're talking dragons. You got fiery flying when we talk dragons. You got fiery burning ones, flying, fiery. So these fiery beings and heavenly hosts, right? Like Isaiah chapter 6. I mean, even when you talk dragons and the etymologies, you know, many times it likes to bring you to this Isaiah flow. Seraphic. Oh, there we go. Only in Isaiah chapter 6. It's the only time you're going to see it. The plural of seraph. Probably literally the burning ones for seraphic burn. We're talking fiery flying. I. So the fiery flying beings, right? These heavenly hosts might come to his aid. That's why he got that fire in him, right? Just so that the elements know who controls them. Right? Oh, okay. And HaWah for man with his holy hands and his image and likeness. We talking frequency, vibration, because you're controlling the elements, and the elements are HaWah. Whoa. So you are HaWah. You the image. You the frequency. Gosh, man. I mean, we popping off. And when the angels or the dragon, right, saw this glorious appearance, they trembled at the beauty of his appearance. Can you imagine how beautiful Adam is? For they saw the form of his face blazing with glorious beauty. Yeah, like the sphere, the sun, and the light of his eyes, was like the sun. Oh, wow. You mean he had the the one with the deadly glance, the one with the paralyzing sight, the light of his eyes, the light I have seen to see clearly. Giant sea fish is a dragon, kind of like Leviathan. Yeah. Light of his eyes was like the sun. The one with the deadly glance, right? Managa, this man or woman is a dragon. We got this, right? All right, let's go. And the form of his body was like a crystal, and when he stretched himself, stood in the center of the earth, man, back to the center where X marks the spot where they like to put JC at now, right? But that's where they put Jerusalem, right? On the old maps, Jerusalem was in the center. And he set his 2 feet on the spot where the cross of our Redeemer was placed. Would you stop it? Stop trying to put your JC in this. Can y'all just cut it out for a second? Stop trying to brainwash us. Wherever he was standing is where X marks the spot. And in the Hebrew, where X marks the spot, Managa, is called the Tau. That's not Christianity. This is the cross sticks at Ezekiel 37, 2 cross sticks coming back together for the northern and southern kingdoms of Hasharah, Jerusalem, right? Israel. So that's where you got the mark, the sign, and the covenant, the signal. It's not JC, it's your Tau. And it's also where the paths meet in Proverbs chapter 8. And Big Mama standing where the paths meet. Besides the gates at the entry of the city, at the coming in of the doors. So you go from the Tau, and this keeps repeating. Every thought, it goes through all these steps. Every every action goes through all these steps where you're being led. Now you got to check and make sure you're being led by the strong power, right? Most High over everything. Because that's who's going to control your floor plan. And that's what's going to determine if you get that breath or you get that vanity. You know what I'm saying? But Big Mama's there where the paths meet, but you got to walk and gather to these paths. And Mama's right there giving you that. Wow. He set his 2 feet on the spot where the cross, where the Tau for Adam was created in Jerusalem. Yeah, we know we're talking American now, but are we talking about North Pole? Which one, man? Which one? And it was that he put on a royal apparel. And the crown of glory was set upon his head, and there he was made king and priest. In my noggin, priest is a Prester, and a king is a John. or wand. So Adam is the first Prester John, Khan, and prophet. And who else was a Prester John, right? You got Moshe, king of Cush, 40 years, king of Cush. He's the king and priest, prophet, all this. You got King David, who's both priest and king. There did HaWah set him upon the throne of his glory, and there he made him master over all creatures, because he has the elements. And all beasts and cattle and fowl and dragons were gathered together. And they passed before Adam, and he gave them names, and they bowed their heads to him, and all natures did homage to him and were subject to him, because HaWah made it so, my niggas. And the angels, the dragons, heard the voice of HaWah saying to him, Adam, behold, I have made you priest king, Prester John, Melchizedek. And by the time the same energy, Melchizedek, Melchi means what? King. Zedek, Zadok, priest, right? So Melchizedek is priest king. By the time Abraham runs into Melchizedek and he gets these laws of circumcision and different things, you know what I'm saying? You're still talking about the original priest king frequency from Adam, which has power over all elements, which is why Prester John controls the seen and unseen worlds. Which is why Prester John is the highest title you can have on earth, my naga. Which is why the search for Prester John is the highest level of investigation in academia anywhere. Because you finding you is ball game. You finding you is the Tao. Is the Tao. Is the cross sticks. Is the mark, the sign, is the signal, is the monument, is the covenant, is where X marks the spot, is where Big Mama is waiting at the door for, to give you that breath, to give you that revelation. And Pops is waiting to secure you, man, with that dragon fire. Halal HaWah, the Lord and Chief. So Abraham's the first chief, man, governor of all things made and created. To thee shall they be subject, and thine shall they be. I have given thee power over everything that I've created. But to get that power, right, you need Big Mama, who's letting you know that power is mine. God. Just like understanding by me kings reign. And if Adam's the first king, he can't reign without understanding. They had to get that tree of knowledge, huh? They had to get that tree of knowledge. That understanding. Knowledge. They had to get that tree of knowledge, huh? Halal HaWah, she's the beginner. Let's go. Wow. And when the angels heard these words, they all Baruch and gave him worship or honor, should be the better translation, right? Because, you know, we know it's MHOE, so we see clearly. I mean, that's just a little on the Adam flow. Let's talk about the Eve flow. HaWah said, let us make a helper for Adam. And he threw upon Adam a sleep, a stupor, and took one of his ribs from his left side and put flesh in its place. And of it he formed Eve. He did not make her of earth, that she might not be considered something alien to him in nature. And he did not take her from Adam's foreparts, that she might not uplift herself against him, nor from his hind parts, that she might not be accounted despicable, nor from his right side, that she might not have preeminence over him, nor from his head, that she might not seek authority over him, nor from his feet, that she might not be trodden down and scorned in the eyes of her husband. But he took her from his left side, for the side is the place which unites and joins both front and back. unity. Concerning that sleep which HaWah cast upon Adam, he made him to be half asleep and half awake, that he might not feel pain when the rib was taken from him, and look upon a woman as a hateful thing, and yet not without pain, that he might not think that she was not meet for him in matters of nature. When Adam came to himself, HaWah, he prophesied and said, this is bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. This shall be called woman. And they are both clothed in light, right? Because we see clearly, which got me thinking, like, that light that they were, emanating was so bright that they didn't need clothes, because you couldn't see, their private parts anyway, because they're beaming in light. You know what I'm saying? They could not see each other's nakedness because they had the light. But once they did not have this light to cover them, right, then they could finally see each other's nakedness. And that gives us a whole, new understanding about this crystallization and this elemental process that was, having them beaming and emanating the brightest light to where, what I'm saying? It's like being in the fifth dimension, fourth dimension, whatever, where everything's light. Like, you don't see no naked parts if it's all light, you know what I'm saying? But once that light is not here, now you can see, right? Something that you didn't see before. It's interesting, man. All right, that's just some Eve flow. I'm just enjoying this, man. Because it goes, it gets deep. Get super deep. Where's that Lilith flow at? Because that's when my sisters need to, keen in on this Lilith flow. That Lilith flow, we'll pick it up from here in the Legend of the Jews, man. Talking about the woman. Aqua. When Adam opened his eyes the first time, and behold the world about him, he broke into praise of HaWah. How great are thy works, O HaWah! But his admiration for the world surrounding him did not exceed the admiration all creatures conceived. For Adam, they took him to be their creator, and they all came to offer him adoration. So this is what we just got. Did they worship him, or was it them giving him honor? But here it's saying they all came to offer him adoration, right? But he spoke, why do you come to worship me? So why give me any honor? Nay, you and I together will acknowledge the majesty and the might of him that created us all. The Lord reigneth, he continued. He is apparelled with majesty. So Adam had to let them know, nah, man, don't go worshiping me. Why you worshiping me? Worship the creator. But that's how much Adam was shining on him, and that's the order as priest king, right? They'll worship, Moses, but Moses got to say, hey, don't worship me because I'm doing these miracles. Worship the one who's giving me this power. Don't worship the sun because you got life coming out, this frequency, this heat, right? This light, right? But worship that which created the light, created the sun, created the heat, created the elements, right? So constant reminders. And not alone the creatures on earth, even the angels thought Adam the Lord of all. And they were about to salute him with holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts, when HaWah caused sleep to fall upon him, and the angels knew that he was but a human being. The purpose of the sleep that enfolded Adam was to give him a wife. Back to the Eve flow, but listen up. There's more, right? For the dismount. We're just digging on it. So that the human race might develop and all creatures recognize the difference between God and man. When the earth heard that HaWah had resolved to do what HaWah had resolved to do, it began to tremble and quake. I have not the strength, it said, to provide food for the herd of Adam's descendants. But HaWah pacified it with the words, I and thou together, we will find food for the herd. Accordingly, time was divided between HaWah and the earth. HaWah took the night and the earth took the day. Refreshing sleep nourishes and strengthens man. It affords him life and rest, while the earth brings forth produce with the help of HaWah, who waters it. So you could almost say the earth like Mother Earth, and the sky like God of the sky, right? I created this firmament, I meted it out, right? So very similar to the frame and shaper flow of Papu Va flow, you know what I'm saying, where you could say the father took the night and the mother took the day. You could, you know, translators be translating, right? The earth brings forth produce with the help of the father, right? So the mama could bring forth produce with the help of the father, who waters it. Yet man must work the earth to earn his food. So either way, translators be translating, you know what I'm saying? But we understand, man. Most high over everything. And you know, HaWah's gonna give you that water, you know what I'm saying? HaWah's gonna bring forth the produce, right? So yet man must work the earth to earn his food. Let's get it from here. The divine resolution to bestow a companion on Adam met the wishes of man, who had been overcome by a feeling of isolation when the animals came to him in pairs to be named. To banish his loneliness, Lilith was first given to Adam as a wife for the dismount. Wow. Right. So Lilith was first, right, given to Adam as a wife. Like him, she had been created out of the dust of the ground, but she remained with him. So she's also created, just like we just got in the book of the bee, right, with the same elements as Adam, the same control over fire, water, you know, air, like all the dragons that Adam can control, Lilith can control. I don't know if Eve got the drop on all the frequency of the elements, but Lilith sure do. So she was demonized as like some demon, you know, that, you know, comes to, what they say, hold on, man. I was just looking at this over here. They say, Lilith is mentioned in several sacred texts, including the Bible, the Babylonian Talmud, and the Zohar. Lilith's name comes from the Sumerian word Lilithu, meaning female demon or wind spirit. Come on, man. Demon, Satan. I mean, even the book of Job got Leviathan popping off. And the hijack would call Leviathan a what? Now this is HaWah's dragon, right? They would even call him a form of Satan. Wow. And this is HaWah's dragon. You know, can you put a hook in Leviathan's mouth like I can? This is what HaWah's bragging about, his dragon, right? How Leviathan get turned into Satan? I'll wait. So this dragon that turns and twists and winds, because it's a dragon. LILITH, right? Leviathan. Remember the V's and W's. LILITH, to bend and twist. Sometimes a form of Satan. And so is Lilith. Satan, demon. And they would call us savages, right? Demon worshiping savages, right? It's all this. And we're talking the wind spirit, or the ruach of the air, or the, right? The breath, right? Big Mama. The breath, the wind, spirit. I said, right? Okay. I mean, yeah. They all kinds of different mythos on Lilith, but we got to dig more into it. We even compared this to this Khalifa flow, you know, Sheba flow, you know what I'm saying? Who's this equal flow that they tried to demonize, right? And call it female demon. Okay. Lilith, spirit of prey that will destroy the land on the day of vengeance. Isaiah 31. Lilith is described as a spirit of prey that will destroy the land. Sounds like Big Mama, man. It's crazy, right? Back to the legend of the Jews. So again, to banish his loneliness, Lilith was given to Adam, right? She's created out the dust too, right? The same element. She remained with him only a short time because she insisted upon enjoying full equity with her husband because she got the same control over all the same elements, right? Adam ain't, according to them, Adam ain't feeling this, right? So she derived her rights from their identical origin. Same control over the same elements, right? With the help of the ineffable name, HaWah, which she pronounced, Lilith flew away from Adam. It's I'll holla, right? But even in the Prester flow, all the Presters always had to go meet with their Prester queens, right? What they would call the high Amazon queens, or you know what I'm saying? And they would have children, and the girls would go with the queen, you know, for a certain amount of time, and be with their dads for a certain amount of time. Like, they had it all figured out, man. So, you're talking Khalifa, right? You're talking Prester John, King David, Bathsheba, same thing. The Sheba's a title, the Prester's a title, the David, the Dawies, the Deweys is a female and a male title. So, there's a female David, there's a male David, and remember the V's and W's, David or Dawi, right? So, Adam complained before HaWah that his wife he had given him had deserted him, and HaWah sent forth 3 angels to capture her. They found her in the Red Sea. We're talking California. We're talking Khalifa. You don't know about the Red Sea, California flow? And they sought to make her go back with the threat that unless she went, she would lose 100 of her demon children daily by death. Or we just talking dragons, right? So the angel said, look, we're going to slay 100 of your dragons every day unless you come on back, man. But Lilith preferred this punishment than to live with Adam. Whoa. She takes her revenge by injuring baby boys during the first night of their life, while baby girls are exposed to her wicked design until they are 20. What? You know, translators be translating. So the girls are exposed to her design until they are 20 days old. All right. The only way to ward off the evil is to attach an amulet bearing the names of her 3 angel captors to the children. All right, so the 3 angels that got her, that slain her 100 dragons, you know what I'm saying? So, for such had been the agreement between them. I mean, that's the power of these amulets and stuff. The women destined to become the true companion of man, the woman destined, Shalak, to become the true companion of man, was taken from Adam's body. For only when like is joined into like, the union is indissoluble. The creation of woman from man was possible because Adam originally had 2 faces. What does it mean, my nigga? Which were separated at the birth of Eve. What does it mean? Are we lost in translation? How did Adam have 2 faces, right? I'm just reading. I need y'all to figure this out with a noggin, man, for the dismount. When HaWah was on the point of making Eve, he said, I will not make her from the head of man, just kind of like we got in the book of the bee. I'm just getting a separate substantiating recon, another witness, right? So he said, I will not make her from the head of man, lest she carry her head in arrogant pride, not from the eye, lest she be wanton-eyed, not from the ear, lest she be an eavesdropper, not from the neck, lest she be insolent, not from the mouth, lest she be a tattler, not from the heart, lest she be inclined to envy, not from the hand, lest she be a meddler, not from the foot, lest she be a gadabout. What's a gadabout? I will form her from a chaste portion of the body, and to every limb and organ as he formed it. HaWah said, be chaste, be chaste. Nevertheless, in spite of the great caution used, woman has all the faults HaWah tried to obviate. Wow, the daughters of Zion were haughty and walked with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes. I mean, you could see the beautiful sister queens walking with their, with someone say, oh, they have an arrogant walk. You know, they feeling themselves. Sarah was an eavesdropper in her own tent when the angel spoke with Abraham. Miriam was a talebearer accusing Moses. Rachel was envious of her sister Leah. Eve put out her hand to take the forbidden fruit. And Dinah was a gadabout, man. Hold up, man. What's a gadabout? What's a gadabout, man? All right, a gadabout basically is a habitual pleasure seeker. Okay. A restless charmer. Gadabout. Okay, all right. We just reading Aquas. Don't get mad at me. I'm just reading what a gadabout is. What they say. What are they saying? I mean, it gets deep, man. Wow. So just belly flop, man. Adam was first made to fall into deep sleep before the rib for Eve was taken from his side. For had he watched her creation, he would not have awakened love in him. She would not have awakened love in him if he had watched the creation of Eve. All right, so to this day, it is true that men do not appreciate the charms of women whom they have known and observed from childhood up. Indeed, HaWah had created a wife for Adam before Eve, but he would not have her because she had been made in his presence. But like, what does it mean? So because Adam witnessed her being made, like, you know, I said I read this somewhere, here we go. He didn't want her, I guess they're saying, but because he didn't witness Eve, he wanted her. Now the sisters would say, nah, you didn't want Lilith because she was too strong. She was a strong sister. She had all the elements, man. Hey, man. Translators, Aquas, translators be translating. Said, knowing well all the details of her formation, he was repelled by her. But when he roused himself from his profound sleep and saw Eve before him in all her surprising beauty and grace, he exclaimed, this is she who caused my heart to throb many a night. Yet he discerned at once what the nature of woman was. She would, he knew, seek to carry her point with man, either by entreaties and tears or flattery and caresses. Damn. Adam had all the drop. He's saying, man, this sister's either going to get her point across with entreaties and tears or flattery and caresses. He said, therefore, this is my never silent bell. Oh, man. You know, next time we're going to get on this wedding, man. The wedding of the first couple was celebrated with pomp, never repeated in the whole course of history since. HaWah himself presenting her to Adam, attired and adorned Eve as a bride. So when Adam finally woke up, he saw Eve dressed up and adorned as a queen, as a bride. So it took his breath away. HaWah went out of his way. Abba went out of Abba's way, right? Frame and shape Eve so that Adam was breathtaking, man, right? She got the full attire on. Yeah, he appealed to the angels saying, come, let us perform services of friendship for Adam and his helpmate, for the world rests upon friendly services, and they are more pleasing in my sight than the sacrifices Israel will offer upon the altar. The angels accordingly surrounded the marriage canopy. The dragons, right, are at every banquet. Prester John legend and sources, right? So in the Prester John letter, you got the dragons always there at every banquet, right? Because without the dragons present, the banquet is not complete. And that's in Prester John legend and its sources by Keegan Brewer. Love to Aqua Tabazan. So come on. So we're talking about the bridal couple as the Hazan does under the Hapa. The angels then danced and played upon musical instruments before Adam and Eve. So they had the angels dancing at the weddings, man, in their 10 bride chambers. They had 10 bride chambers of gold, pearls, precious stones, which HaWah had prepared for them. Adam called his wife Isha. and himself he called Ish. Now, don't this remind you of the Jewish and the Moorish? And we read before that, you know, in a lot of, you know what I'm saying, the Quran flow, the Ish means man. So when they say more man, it is more Ish, because Ish means man. God. And this could be where they're getting the phantom Ishtar flow, right? Ish Astarte, right? Ashtar, from the original Isha. And the original Ish. So these Ishes are hijacking the Ish at the, you know, most Ish's level of things, man. I'm just saying, we're talking Ish. Like Ishmael, right? Abandoning the name Adam, which he had been born before the creation of Eve, for the reason that HaWah added his own name. Now here come the hijack, right? Watch this. Watch how we catch him slipping for the dismount. For the reason that HaWah added his own name, they say Yah, right, to the names of the man, okay, and the woman, Yad, to Ish, and he or hey to Isha. So they're trying to make it specific, like back to the framer shaper, right? So your father, they're saying he's giving his Yah name to men, and the woman, Yad, to Ish. Yad to Ish. all right. So man and woman. All right. So the Yah to the Ish. Now, the hey to the Isha, what does that remind you of? Ha. Higher. Ha. So you see the feminine with the hey, right? We just got the hey is the H-E is the hey. That's why we got the Hebrew chart up for you, man. The H-E is the hey, right? The hey is feminine. It is an inhale. And an exhale is the wah. So this inhale, hey, right? Hey, hey, hey. When we talk legend of the Jews, he's saying, hey, you know, HaWah, they say, yeah, this is how we dodging it, right? Because they're saying the Creator gave his name, right, to both the man and woman, added his name. So this Yod to Ish and the Ha, Yod, hey, right? And they go, Yod, hey, Wah, hey, right? Or HaWah. So we can see clearly right here with the hey that if you add the Ha, right, to the Ish, it would be Ish. Ha, right? Because this AH sound, back to the Hebrew, this sound, right? Just like this, right? Because you got that strong power, right? This sound with the hey is also the AH, right? So when you add the hey to the Ish, you get Ish, right? Ish, or they'll say Isha, Isha. And what's a Shah? What's a Shah? A Shah is a what? In Persian, right? We're talking about a word which means king or ruler of a country, right? Which also refers to our queens. We're talking rulers. The Shah, Isha, Isha, Isha. Okay. And what else for the dismount? So if the feminine of this Creator's name, right? The hey, the ha, is clearly, you know, being added to the end of the ish, right? Just like I said. And this yod, right? This yod, which in Hebrew, the yud means to do what? Hebrew 101, the yud, the yod, right? It's the hand, the work, throw, or worship. So it's not the name, it is letting you know what to do in the frequency, right, of the Creator. You know what I mean? How to get that work in, you know what I mean? How to worship, but who are you worshiping? You got to be specific. Most over everything, you got to know you're talking HaWah, Khan. And in the masculine, the Yah is being, you know, brought to the Ish, but that would be what? Ishwa, right? Ishwa, but they're not going to put Ishwa here. We got to look up what the Ishwa is. If we know that the Ish Ha or Ish Ha, right? Or Shah, right? Ruler, right? Then what's the Ish Wa, right? What happens when you put the Wa, not the Ya, but the Wa after the Ish, huh? We gotta figure this out. And, you know, you got back to the Persian flow, you know what I mean? This Quran flow, which the Ish will be man, right? Ish has a meaning with the Quran flow, right? So Jew-ish, more-ish, all these issues, you know, it's not like the English ish, right? These are, you know, you're connected to Adam, you know, personally, right? You're connected to the creation of things, right? Adam and Eve, and now he's calling himself Ish. But when you put the Wa on it, which they incorrectly say Yod, we know we're talking the Wa, because we surfing the wave. And then we start looking in the Wa flow. HaWah is a village right before 1948, you know what I mean? You can dig on this Ishwa village. Let's keep going. For the dismount. Uh-oh. Say it with me. God on body bag for the dismount, man. For the illusion. So the residents of Ishwa, right? They tried to put the Yah on, but we know it's the Wa. And they didn't put the Ish Yahs. We saw the Ish Ha or Isha, right? The female, but the Wa masculine. Now we got to dig on it. They were Muslims, okay. Dodge the hijack. We know we talking about the people of the promise. Love to let us find the truth, man. My Khan. They maintain a mosque called Ishwa. Here's what they tell themselves. After the prophet Joshua. Birdman hand. So why would these Muslims be maintaining a mosque, Ishwa, after the prophet Joshua, unless you look closer and you know that the Joshua, right? Yeshua is the Ishwa. Body bag, we out of here, baby. The Yesh, Managa, the Yesh is the Esh. And the Esh is the Ish. And this Yesh, or the Yesh, even if you say worship, we're talking about worshiping HaWah, which in English, right, you got Josh, HaWah, H-U-A is HaWah, huh? Back to the Hebrew, HaWah. So to Ish HaWah, or Ishwa, or like Bro Kudameo said, the Agua is just pronounced Wah, Agua, Agua, right? You're not even really pronouncing the Ha, it's Wah. It's saying it all. It's a breath. Every breath you take is Wah. You better be grateful. Don't put no vanity on your breath, because you don't want no vain breath and you don't want no vain security. What's breath without security? What's security without a breath? So you need both, which is why it's the 5th and 6th letter of the Hebrew until you get your food, Managa, so we can all eat and be nourished. So this Ishwa, got where it says HaWah, right? For this reason that HaWah added his own name, they're going to throw us off with the Yah. But we know it's the Wah, right, to the names of the man and woman. The Yod, right? Nah, they just said that because there's a Y here. But we know the earlier form is Hawa, right? We got that. So you got to X this out since we're talking masculine and feminine. And now we know we talking man and woman, right? So the man gets the Yod or gets the Wa, which is how you get the Ishwa or the Yeshua or the Joshua, Managa. That's how you add Hawa's name to the Ish or the Esh, and the Ha or Hey gets added at the end of the Ish for the female, which becomes Aisha, Isha, to indicate that as long as they walked in the ways of Hawa and observe his commandments, keep the code, KTC, MHOE, man, his name would shield them against all harm. Wah! Against all harm. Wah! Against all harm, Anaga. This is breath. This is security against all harm. Wah! But if they went astray, Deuteronomy 28, here we go. His name would be withdrawn, and instead of Ish, there would remain Esh. Whoa! Fire. So the Ish and the Esh are interchangeable depending on, you know what I'm saying, where you at. A fire ensuing from each and consuming the other. Ensuing from each and consuming the other, as in the man and female consuming each other like we see today, you know what I'm saying? Because of a lack of commandments. Observing, observation, seeing clearly. So the Ish is the Esh. But the Esh without the Wa, right? You just got the fire, right? Remember the elements, but there's no security in it anymore. Now this fire is going ablaze. Now this fire is consuming everything. When before the fire, was controlled, right? You had control over your elements, right? Adam, Lilith, right, has control over the elements. But if you don't have control, the elements are blazing and consuming each other, Managa. The Esh is the Ish. But without the Wa, right, without the Ishwa, there's no security. There's no security, man. Because his name would shield them against all harm. And that gives you what? Security. Breath and security. Now, you don't like that Wa. You want to keep your Ya. What happened to your security? And now you got vanity because you outside the wall. Now you're talking about a generic thing. You got to have it be specific when you talk worship. Because it gets real generic if you're out of context, and the context is the breath, the strong power going in your family. When you gather, you get through the door, Big Mama meets you at the gates, right? And you get that breath. That's the context, the security, real security, not fake security and not vain security, my nigga. So you can't substitute the Wa, right? When we talk Yeshua, Joshua, you can't substitute it, man. The Ishwa is the Esh, right? Body bag. But without the Wa or the You-Wa, right? Like Joshua. Without that, man, it's a fire consuming itself. It's a fire consuming everything, right? There's no control. There's no longer any security without the Wa. You need that fire to be secure. You need that breath, that fiery breath. Huh? I said you need that fiery breath back to the masculine. That fatal breath and glance needs to be controlled so that you don't devour yourself, so the fire doesn't go out of control, my noggin. Yeah. So that fire don't go out of control. Right? Right, Joshua, with all that power, he can control the sun, the moon, make the sun and the moon stand still to keep to keep some light, you know what I'm saying? That's a lot of power. They're afraid of that. If he ain't got control, he can devour Israel themselves, right? So we see how the Eshah is the Shah, and we see how the Shah, Managa, is the royal title, right? Talking monarchs when you talk Shah. Talking rulers, talking India Superior, Afghan, right? Seed of Benjamin. That's what happens when you add the creator's name to the the ish, right? For the feminine, and when you add it as a masculine, it's the ishwa, not ishha, it's the ishwa. Hawa, and the esh is the ish. The Hebrew esh is the ish. And what happens, man, with the esh? Yeah. This ish or this esh, his name will shield them against all harm, but if they went astray, he takes that wa away, he takes the security away. Halal HaWah. His name will be withdrawn. You don't got no more security, car. You gone a long time without a king, a prince, Hosea 3, right? You gone a long time without security. You've been in solitary, right? We are now consuming each other because the Creator's name has been withdrawn because we have not observed to keep the code. So now we are a dragon devouring ourselves, consuming each other. We are the Esh without the Wa, not the Ya, the Wa, right? Just like we are the Ish without the Ha, right? You take the breath away when you take the Ah out of the Ish, and you take the Wa out, you take the security away, God, and that makes you a fire devouring each other. That makes you a dragon that can see clearly, but you no longer see clearly, right? You no longer know who you are. You don't know who to serve, right? You don't understand your source, your power. But they kept this mosque, called it Ishwa, after the prophet Joshua. Yeshua, right? Esh, Ka, the Ish is the Esh. And you need the Creator's name attached to you just like it was attached with Adam. And without it, you are fire consuming each other. Esh, Ish, Wa, without the security, we are fire ensuing from each other and consuming each other. Whoa, black on black crime, huh? Tribal war, right? Gangs, right? And our sisters don't got that breath, man, without the ways of Hawa, to observe the commandments of Hawa, to remember Big Mama and walk in the way of righteousness where the past meet. In the midst of the paths of justice that I may cause those that love me to inherit substance. Don't lose your inheritance. We ain't talking about being called American Indian. We talking about inheritance, man. You don't got to do no paperwork or hijack city to get this back. You don't got to change or classify anything, reclassify black to anything. We are digging on all levels of freedom here. But please understand, you don't have to do nothing but KTC, keep the code, walk in the ways of righteousness, and your treasures will be filled, my noggin. Because you've been in solitary many days. Many days, man, without a con. Without a prester. For the children of Israel shall sit solitary because you chose to play the harlot. You chose to be out of code, and so the security and the breath has been withdrawn from our names, our protection itself, until we do what? Keep the code, observe, right? For the children of Israel shall sit solitary many days. Why? Because we are not observing the code. So you don't know what a king is. You just know presidents and vice presidents. You don't know about your princes. You forgot your sacrifices, righteous sacrifices. Your pillars, your F5, your teraphim, your righteous things, you forgot. You forgot your noble image. You forgot your nobility being the image of HaWah. You forgot. Afterwards shall the children of Israel return. That means you are seeking again. What? Seeking the Creator. Not JC, man. Not Muhammad, man. You seek the Creator first. And with that, you deserve a shepherd, because a righteous flock deserves a shepherd. And David is the one shepherd forever. Ezekiel 34 and Ezekiel 37 is going to tell you that. So you seek the Creator, you KTC. Now we can talk Dawi. Now we on Presto 153. Ka, and shall come trembling unto HaWah and his goodness. When? The end of days, my knock. The end of days. That's when you wakey to get your land back. The goodness of HaWah. Who, oh, who is Preston John? And Exodus 20 got us in code. You want to know how to seek, man? And you get in code. You get in code, Khan. You do it. And see your reality change, man. It don't mean you ain't tested, but it means that now you got the breath. And now you got the security to overcome any test. Because now you got no power before HaWah. Rule number 1. Rule number 2, no vanity. No vanity on the name, which is the what? The breath. Your security. Don't get no vain breath and don't get no vain security, my nigga. Easy, right? Easy, right? Who set the laws hard? Remember the Shabbat, 6 days you work, 7th day you rest. Huh? Number 4, honor your framer and your shaper, mother and father, right? Number 5, don't murder, man. Number 6, no adultery, man. Number 7, don't steal, man. Number 8, don't bear no false witness, man. Against your neighbor, your brother, your sister. Number 9, thou shalt not covet. And this is the 9 code. This is the 9 code. No jealousy on your heart bone. No false witnessing, no stealing, no killing, no murder, no adultery, man. I can honor your framer and shaper above, man. Keep your Shabbat, man. Look at all this going into how to remember HaWah. Just stop moving, stop working, and chill. 6 days, go crazy. Work hard, do what you gotta do. 7th day, remember HaWah and your Creator, your creation. Remember you. Don't have no vain breath, don't have no vain security. God. And please understand, no other power before me. They want to split this in two, like these are 2 separate commandments and make it 10 commandments. All this is 1 commandment, my nigga. No graven image, no matter of likeness. HaWah's a jealous power, because any parent would be, if their child started calling another daddy, daddy, and another mother, mother, that would make anybody hurt, man. They translate it as jealous. HaWah gets hurt when we call another mother, mother, and another daddy, daddy. That's rule number 1. No other power before me. What do you mean, JC? Jesus is God. Jesus is Lord. Oh, Jesus. In the name of Jesus. No other gods. Would y'all stop it? We got to wake up out this hijack Christianity, man. Out this hijack anything that's taking us away from Most High over everything. Can you do it? Exodus 20 got us in code. Now we are back to having our fatal breath and glance. And now, my noggin, you remember, right? That you are the dragon. And we see clearly. Halal HaWah. Halal HaWah. Halal. Halal HaWah. Shalom to the cons. I'm back on these packs. I'm falling back. I'm kum, rising above. I'm overjoyed by your support and your continued support and patience, and for believing in the con, man, from day one, man. And I'm happy to do this for you and with you, and make our conglomerate packs pop off, man, and make sure, the cons can surf the wave and continue to surf the wave, and have it all in one place. So, hey, you can still get everything for 45. It still hasn't gone on the website yet, but it is hitting this strong, so I'm glad everybody got it in. Again, it's a first come, first serve, so my knockers has been hitting us up way back months ago. Those are the first orders going out. Cons that are just getting this wave of it, I got those going out right after, so we just gonna get it all caught up within these next couple strongs. Look out for our emails, Managas. These joints got everything, man. Press the 1, press the 2, Ether Pack 1 and 2, Ether Stealth, all the band content, all the flat pack, map pack, hundreds of updated research links, books, PDFs, tribal music, all the radio shows at 432, and much more. This flash drive has everything, boss. Conglomerate, the everything pack. Look out for us, man. We here. We did it again. Hit our cash app 432 to drop radio, $45 plus $5 shipping. And on the site will be $150, my niggas. So get it while it's hot. And ThaWaDa, my niggas, for surfing the wave with us, because we surfing the wave with you. Stay up, suit up, choose up, drop nation. One more time for my mind bone. Wah, ThaWaDa. That breath, man. Breathe on him. Halal HaWah.